Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Soo Amaziing, and I'm here with a video on the best controller settings for Modern Warfare 2. I suggest you put these on before you start playing. So first things first, we're on controller input. This is specifically for controllers. I don't play keyboard and mouse. So this is for consoles and people that play on controller on PC. Starting with the button layout, we got it on bumper jumper tactical. The reason I have this one on is because I like to do jump shots a lot, and when you do a jump shot on default, you have to press A, which takes your thumb off the thumbstick, which means you cannot aim while shooting. If you have a scuff controller, you could leave it maybe on regular tactical, but most people don't really have a scuff, and you don't want to have to use a scuff every time you play COD, so bumper jumper tactical is the way to go. Some people like to flip LB and LT and RB and RT, which is R1 and R2 and L1 or L2 on PlayStation, because you could press the buttons faster, but for me it's extremely uncomfortable, so I'd rather just use good old-fashioned triggers. Stick layout, we're gonna leave that on default. Controller vibration is really your preference. I kind of feel weird playing without it, but a lot of people actually like it and they feel like they aim better. So that's personal preference. Same thing for horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity for your aiming sensitivity. But you want to go as high as you can to the point where you can aim well, but you can also turn on people quick. So that's why I got it on very high. It's a good balance for me. I can still aim good, and then if somebody comes from behind, I could just bing and turn on them. ADS sensitivity multiplier. I usually don't touch this. I recommend you leave that on default on 1.0. Same thing goes for the sensitivity multipliers. I would just leave these all on default. Vertical aim axis, same thing, default. Now, all of these are mainly preference, except for interact/reload behavior. I suggest putting prioritize reload so that you can still tap to reload, but if you need to like interact, like you say when Warzone comes out, if you need to interact with the loot boxes and stuff like that, all you gotta do is tap it. Then if you need to reload quickly, you still could just tap it. Only thing you gotta keep in mind is if you're standing over weapons, you're gonna pick them up. If you're reloaded and you're standing over the weapon and you tap X, you're gonna pick them up. So just be careful with that. Now for the advanced settings, target aim assist on, of course. Aim assist type, all of these other ones, just ignore them shits. Garbage. All of them garbage. Just stay on default. Maybe if you want to play around with it, try the Black Ops one. I feel like the Black Ops one is kind of similar to the default one. It's a little bit stronger aim assist, but it can mess up your aim as well, because sometimes it pulls to the side when the player moves in front of you. But I would suggest leaving this on default. Same thing goes for aim response curve type. All of these are garbage. Just leave it on standard. The ADS sensitivity multiplier on focus, that's 100, which is default. ADS sensitivity transition timing, same thing, default. Leave all of these on default. If you have stick drift on, let's say you're using an older controller and it moves by itself when you're not applying any pressure to the thumbstick, I would suggest putting this up so that doesn't happen. Now, if you have a newer controller, you can put it down as much as you can without it like moving, without you putting in any pressure on the thumbstick, so you can have more fine point aiming. Sprint/tactical behavior. Toggle. Auto move forward, leave all that default. Now the tactical sprint behavior, a lot of people like to put single tap, but I like to leave it on double tap so I know exactly when I'm gonna double sprint or you tactical sprint or regular sprint. Grounded mantle. Now this sometimes messes you up, I'm not even gonna lie. When you're jumping next to an obstacle, it can make you mantle instead of just jump shot. Like if you're jump shotting somebody next to an obstacle, it can make you mantle. But I like to leave it on because I feel like it transitions smooth. So I would prefer to leave this on. Automatic airborne mantle off. I'd rather have full control of whether I want to mantle while I'm airborne or ledge hang. Automatic ground mantle off. Invert slide and dive behavior, that's up to you if you prefer to tap to slide or to hold to slide. Vice versa with the dolphin dive. As all preference. Plunging underwater, leave it on movement. Parachute auto deploy for when Warzone comes out. I would suggest you leave this on. Sprinting door bash, of course you leave that on. Everything else, I would suggest leaving that normal. Now for the audio, if you're playing on headphones, headphone bass boost, the way to go. Leave the master volume on 100, of course. Music volume, I like to switch it between none when I don't feel like hearing it at all, and if I'm doing maybe campaign or something like that, I'll leave it on like 50. But you mainly want to have this less than everything else because sometimes the music is so loud it gets in the way, you don't hear footsteps. Same thing with dialogues. I have it on 100 right now because I was doing a little bit of campaign. But normally I would take this down. I'll maybe put that at like 50, maybe 60 around there. Leave it a sign like that.
Weapons out, vaqueros.
So that he doesn't speak over the footsteps of your enemies. Everything else is pretty much preference. Real quick tip, if you're a content creator, Juggernaut Music, I heard it has a copyright strike on it. So if you're gonna create some content on this game, I suggest turning that off, which is what I'm about to do. Hit marker sound effects, it's up to you if you like the classic ones or the Modern Warfare 2022 ones. Real quick before we close this off, in the interface, there's something called the center dot. A lot of people use this to either alleviate motion sickness or so that they can have a better shot, because they always they have a little marker that says where the center of the screen is. So some people turn this on. I personally don't like that in my way, or I don't like that on my screen. I'd rather play with the normal crosshairs, but that's up to you guys. Alrighty guys, that's pretty much it. That's like the best controller settings currently right now for Modern Warfare 2. You're gonna be playing like a beast when you use this, trust me. You already know the vibes. Your boy Soo Amaziing. I'm out of here.